So, welcome to the new America. Uh, for 2.5 months now, we've been fighting a virus, bad leadership. For the last week and a half, there's been riots, looting, protesting. Cops are getting run over, shot at. Innocent protesters are getting shot at, tear gassed. A lot of fucked up shit. And then you have the bad. You have a president who doesn't know his ass from his hand. And I feel partly responsible for it because as a white guy, we don't like to share who we voted for. And unfortunately, at the time, I voted for him. And I wish I could go back and take back that vote. He has done nothing at all for this country. He has made it a shameful place to live. He is a horrible leader. And I see people go out there like my Aunt Mary, my dad's sister, who sit there and say he speaks from the heart. Fuck you. Who the fuck speaks from the heart? You're so full of shit. Fucking stupid. It bothers me so much. But, I am a husband, I am a father, and, I don't want my kids to grow up in a world or in a country that's so underhanded and just so fucked up. We can't get it right. Are we ever going to get it right? Probably not. They're good protesters, and there are people who are taking advantage of the situation. There are good cops, and there are cops that take advantage of the situation. I know I'm all over the place, but bear with me. And I think everybody knows that. The problem is you can't single anyone out. Cops sit there and look at protesters, say, oh, there's looters. Protesters look and see cops lined up and say they're all violent and mistreat black people and stuff like that. I guess one thing that we should do as a country is wean out the bad, wean out the problem. I know it's almost impossible to do, but, it's not a good day and age to be, alive. Or it's just horrible, Back in 1918, when the pandemic was going on, there was no systemic racism or anything like that. At least it wasn't talked about. It was a different time. There's a pandemic going on, and people protest. They have a right to. Our president, 3 weeks ago, 4 maybe a month, wanted to, tell the state governor, people in the state who are out of work to go to the governors, go to the assembly at your state capitol building and protest. And from what I heard, those protests were not violent, but they were pretty loud and obnoxious, gun-toting idiots. No show of force to them, but people want to go out and protest about a life that was taken because 4 cops were murderers, and our president wants to unleash the military on protesters, peaceful protesters. That's Hitler-like. That is Stalin-like. This man needs to get out of office. He is a shame. It is a shame for him to represent us as a people around the world. Bad things happen when bad people run things. He's a bad person. the coronavirus. He took it as a joke. He sat there and said, at one point, we have 15. In a week, it'll be 0. He, in my eyes, during the coronavirus, committed genocide, electing to say, open up the states. What's the big deal? We have 40,000 people who die of the flu each year. We don't shut down the country for that. The coronavirus wiped out 108,000 people in 3 months. Could you imagine if there was a law where he could overstep the governors of the states and open up freely during that virus? We would talk millions, and that is genocide. Knowing what could happen if you do something, knowing the outcome of something if you choose to do something, is genocide. Hitler knew. Stalin knew. Trump knows. And I may get a lot of hate for this. I don't care. Because they're Trump supporters. And hey, it's a free country. You can support whoever the hell you want. I'm just not going to stand by a president who doesn't support anything but his own goddamn not even self-righteous, excuse me, his own agenda. Everything's about his agenda, not about your agenda, not about the people's agenda, not about, I'm going to sit here right now and say, Black Lives Matter. My life doesn't matter at this point. Black Lives Matter. And I'm a father, a husband. But Black Lives Matter. He doesn't care about that. He only cares about one thing, his agenda. We need to vote him out of office. I'm sure as shit that Joe Biden will win the next election. There's no way that Trump has another 4 years coming. You can listen to those rights at Fox News who suck ass. I get my news from CNN. But, these are difficult times. And I think all of us should just open our eyes and take a breath and, I don't know. There are no words. That's why, you go on something like this and you just ramble because you really don't know what to say. You want to speak your piece with what's going on in the world, or what's going on in the U.S. But even that, what's it do? Does it stop anything from happening? Does it stop the looting? Does it stop the asshole president from unleashing military, talking about invoking the Insurrection Act? I think that's what it's called. It's just too stupid. Back on January 1st, it was a new year, so everybody was like, new year, new this, new that, but nobody could have saw this coming. Nobody could have saw a pandemic, civil unrest, and an asshole president to top that off. But anyways, I just thought I'd get that out there, and I'm not a YouTuber. If you want to listen to what I have to say, go on, listen. Like I said, it's my opinion. And I'm sure most of the people in this country, it's their opinion as well. But anyways, as more happens, I'm sure more will. I will be talking about it. Take care of yourselves and, take care of each other and kiss your wife, your mother, your husband, whoever, your kids. And just tell them you love them and, life will get better as soon as there's change. And once there's change, life will be better. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone.